now listening to Lauer Road Radio.
Hey, welcome one and all to the #1 podcast, winter, spring, and fall. Talking sports for the thrill of it all. Hey, talking life, but we're killing it all. Jason and Dan with the master plan. These are dangerous men with the mic in the hand. Ha. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. What? Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Yeah. Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Let's get it.
What? At Tanagra, When the Walls Fell, this is Dan Owings coming at you another time for Lauer Road Radio with my co-host, as always, Jason.
Yes.
Sitting beside me. The studio looks a little bit different because we care a little bit more now because there's a what we like to refer to as a
real guest.
An adult, a human adult has found his way into our studio. We'll just quickly say that Jesse's here doing whatever it is that he does.
Just looking handsome.
Brett is filling in for Harrison on the technological aspect of the show.
Kitten playing baseball.
He's playing baseball in Kitten. And then we have someone who we've mentioned on the show, one show in particular, quite a few times. Is there is it Ray Grogan? Is there a title like magistrate or something? No, or
No, just I'm the Marion County Prosecutor.
You are the Marion County Prosecutor.
That's it.
And we talked about you a lot on the show that we spoke about.
Elected official?
Elected official.
Yeah, I voted for you.
I appreciate that very much. So does my wife and my children. We really appreciate it.
We're going to get into all of that. So we talked about Ray because you were the prosecutor on the jury that I served in, and that's how I got to know you. And I was impressed. I'd never seen you're my only experience, so maybe if I serve another time, I'll be less impressed, but
or more.
Sure. I was very impressed. I like to do. I'm not good at them, but I like to do impressions, and I feel like if I watched you in court a little bit longer, I think I could find a hook for you and do a pretty good impression. He does this thing where he goes like this, and he's thinking, and then he goes like this,
almost a Columbo type of thing.
Yeah. This is what Ray does. He grills the person. How many times have you screamed, "I want the truth" in court?
In like live in court?
Yes.
0.
Oh, jeez.
But I have. I've dreamed about it several times.
Yeah.
So I think that counts.
Yeah. He'll ask a question.
Yeah.
And then I could see, the person on the stand. I saw him do this dozens of times. He would ask the question. The person on the stand feels like, I got away scot-free. And then just one more question, and then that's when he nails them. So I've seen him do it 1,000 times. He's really good at it.
The one day that you were there, he did it 1,000 times?
1,000 times.
Yeah.
No,
excessive.
I've been watching online, so I've become a fan since then. I'm the one leading
all
that.
he does.
That Facebook group.
That's
Reelect.
We're going to get you a hobby, pal. Don't you worry about it.
So here's, I got some. So here's the thing, Ray. I referred to you as an adult, and I really do mean that. We don't have I don't anyway have a lot of working knowledge of how the world works. I actually learned a lot at court that day. Judge
All about
Edwards,
admonishment.
a lot about admonishments, a lot about evidence, a lot about
collusion.
Circumstantial. That was the big.
Yeah.
Honestly, that changed my life because every single time I watch, of course, everything I know about court is television.
Yeah,
sure. And they stand up, objection, circumstantial. And the judge says, "I'll allow it," or whatever he says.
Sustained.
But they don't. Nobody says that because circumstantial evidence is admissible.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not
absolutely.
sure what admissible is.
Well, it has to do with admonishments, but not exactly. So I learned a lot. But
Did you go to college for that?
For to become a lawyer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
but could
Jason doesn't
anybody
know
be
how
a
that works.
prosecutor?
That's one of my first questions. Yeah.
So the short answer.
Could I run for prosecutor? I don't have a lawyer degree.
No. So
Okay.
you in order to run for prosecutor, the Ohio Revised Code says that you have to be a member in good standing with the Ohio Supreme Court. You have to be licensed to practice law, essentially.
Well, I'm not in bad standing with them.
How long?
That's fair.
Okay.
You may be onto something.
That's also not true.
Circumstantial.
Circumstantially, you may be okay.
What's the least amount of time he could go to school to get said degree?
So so the American Bar Association has standards that for ABA accredited or American Bar Association accredited law schools. You have to have a 4-year degree in any area of study. Mine's in political science, and then you go to law school, which if you go the traditional route is 3 years. Capital University, for example, has a night program where you go part-time for 4 years, and then once you graduate from law school, you study and sit for the bar exam.
So Jason went to college for a couple of weeks, dropped out, and then he went to an unaccredited Bible school for 2 years.
That is true.
Does that any of that help?
I think it doesn't hurt. I think.
What about
In other ways, it does.
Greta Thunberg? Greta Thunberg just got an honorary degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
can an honorary degree count?
I don't think so.
So like if some college says we want to honor you with a degree,
Right.
it doesn't count.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No,
It's fake.
I mean, it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just don't.
I don't know a college that would
I
do
mean,
that
I just
for me.
like for example. I mean, I just don't know how much stock you could put in an honorary degree. I mean, like for example, like I think Bill Cosby has an honorary degree.
yeah.
You know what
Well,
I mean? Like,
I think
just
they
think-
Wow,
stripped
that
it
just-
after.
Boy, we went there quick.
That just really raised the stock of what I think about honorary degrees.
I just I'm just using that as an example.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you pattern a lot after Bill Cosby.
That's no,
okay.
no, sir,
okay.
no, sir.
you know what?
checking.
One of the greatest stand-ups of all time. Top
yeah,
5.
absolutely.
Top 5, though. You know,
Dad is great.
it's a wonderful stand-up.
Gives us chocolate cake.
I mean, he's the best.
So
And then
political
other stuff
science.
happens.
You have your eyes on the mayor role, right?
No.
Who's our mayor now?
Well, it's going to be Bill Collins if I have anything to say about it. So, are we allowed to do that? We're
Has he
partisan.
been running for a long time?
But he's got billboards and signs.
Whoever's
up
doing his
everywhere.
billboards is good.
fantastic.
Good billboard
Red,
guy.
white,
Yeah.
and blue.
Red, white.
He's got like one of them looks like he's coming out of the flag.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know anything about this guy, but I like him.
I gotta be honest. I called my billboard guy. I go, what are we doing? Like, has a picture of my wife and my children. What are we?
I gotta get a
Where's
billboard
the flag?
guy. Where do you have a billboard
I
guy?
don't. Jesse, do you have a billboard guy?
Jesse's got a billboard guy.
I actually do have a billboard guy. I know a guy.
Okay, so here's another question. I mean, I got lots of
Expensive.
things.
So here's Jason's. I mean, you might be picking this up. I don't know. You're a pretty sharp guy. Jason, there's this rule that says keep your enemies closer. He's obviously trying to run for your position, and
Yeah.
every question he's asking
yeah.
is just to try to take you down.
For
So-
sure.
I
picked up on
some
that.
evidence. yeah.
He's gonna be like, so skeletons in your closet. Talk about them openly here. No big deal.
Remember, Brett, you haven't pressed record yet, have you?
Don't worry about it.
Don't pay attention to the blinking red lights.
We'll edit this out later.
That's great.
So, how much direct financial gain did you get from all these cardinals around town?
Yeah, we want to know about that dirty cardinal money. Now, somebody's getting rich. Someone's getting rich off of these cardinals.
They're lining their pockets with this cardinal money.
Yeah.
Listen, we already know who that is.
Is Bill Collins in collusion with the cardinal people? That's what I want to know, because I
that'd be
won't
awful.
vote for him. I have a pin that says vote for Bill Collins that I wear,
Wow.
but
If
I'll
he's-
throw it
if he's
away.
part of this
if I
cardinal-
find out he's getting any of this dirty cardinal money, I'm gonna
Forget
say,
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm out on
Wha-
Big Cardinal. I don't know about you.
I don't know much about the Cardinals except that they were here one day.
No, see, that's the thing. That's the thing. Someone,
And I think they're great.
Well, on the surface, yeah, but someone has lined their pockets with the cardinal
It's
money.
Big Cardinal. It's Big Cardinal.
It's big cardinal.
Yeah.
Big bird business. Is that big bird business?
And you're not wrong. It was just one day I was walking through Marion, as you do.
As you do. Sure.
And there are no cardinals. And then I wake up one day, and it's like a horror movie. I can't get away from it. I kept on thinking, because I walk at night a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not doing drug deals or anything. I'm just walking at night. And you'll see
There's
a
nothing
cardinal.
suspicious about that at
You'll
all.
see it. No,
it's totally fine.
no.
With a hoodie.
I got my hands in my pockets,
Yeah.
with the hoodie. Anyway, and I see the Cardinals, and I always feel like it's a little guy with a hood on. You know what I mean? I'm like,
time.
jeez.
I know. This one on the corner of the street here,
Yes.
every time I go out to go to my van,
Yes, I know.
Gets
It
me every
gets
time.
me every time.
Yeah.
So, all right. So you're not in line with Big Cardinal.
I am not. I am not.
So you're going to take. Wait a minute. Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. Breaking news. I don't know if we're going to be trending after this, but are you willing to go on record on Lauer Road Radio that you have not received any money from Big Cardinal?
I am. I have not received any money.
Wow.
From-
Tweet it now.
From
Somebody-
Big Cardinal.
but you could look into who is getting the money.
I mean, maybe.
Oh,
Someone is getting money from
And
this.
I would assume you could prosecute them.
Sure.
if there was any foul play.
Oh, wow. That was chalk one up. That was pretty good.
Jesse, it's not going to get better than that.
No, it's really not.
Walk away right now.
That is the pinnacle of my comedic career.
There it is.
So anyway,
I got more stuff.
I got stuff. You got stuff. Once again, we've never had an adult in this.
No,
studio.
this is
Okay.
I'm learning a lot.
fantastic.
I don't even know what to do with my hands. I'm so confused.
Okay.
Just two mugs.
Feel like I
just
was
hold two mugs.
flying a spaceship. Okay, so you're on Facebook.
Yes.
I think I followed you or we're friends or something. I don't know if that's an official page or your personal page. Doesn't matter. The big question is, do you follow Marion Crime Chronicles?
Of course, he follows Marion Crime Chronicles.
Yeah, of course I do. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
There's got to be some stuff on there, right?
How often? We know you do. How often do you use it in a case? Is it like once a week? Is it once a month?
I've never used it in an investigation, but what I can tell you is, true story. My wife and I, when I first ran for office or first decided that I was going to approach the Republican Party about becoming the prosecutor.
Whoa, you're a Republican?
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Shut it down. Oh no,
We're not having that. Sorry.
Drop the R word.
Jeez.
You can only find this video over on Rumble. YouTube will not allow it.
Find us on Rumble. Sorry.
I'm going to get you guys canceled. I'm sorry. But when I went, so
Are you a MAGA Republican?
I
mean, technically we are too.
is that right?
Yeah.
No,
Well, you
I
got the
listen.
hat,
I
so
think
you
think
don't have to,
No. Listen, I would say I think if you ask yourself, was your life better 4 years ago than it was now?
Yes.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I've decided that I'm going to start telling people that 4 years ago I weighed 400 pounds. Here's why. Because then I don't look so fat. You know what I mean? They're like, wow, you look good. Yeah, I do look pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, when they look at me, they're like, that guy's a little frumpy, you know? But if I tell
You
them
and me both,
4
man.
years ago I weighed 400 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
So, but
Okay,
anyway,
back
that's
to
not
Marion
true.
Crime Chronicles.
So anyway.
But so true story. So when I first became the prosecutor, and I was in a pretty contentious election and political campaign. And so people would say things sometimes that weren't really nice, and it would bother me. Like I would just get so bothered. And the more you do it, the longer you're in this arena, the less it bothers you. Kind of just become numb to it and so and whatnot. But my wife one time, will on occasion be scrolling through social media on a random Saturday night, and this is probably a couple of months ago. She's scrolling through. She's sitting on the couch, and we're watching I don't know, something on Netflix, Bert Kreischer or something on Netflix. And she's
my man.
she's scrolling through.
I like him.
And she says,
Keep your shirt on.
and all of a sudden, I got you that. Yeah, you have to worry about me taking mine. I promise you that. But no, so she's scrolling through it, and all of a sudden she goes, "Wow!" And I said, "What? What's the matter?" She goes, I married a terrible human being. And I said, what do you mean? She goes, these people, they're like, you're terrible.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of that, but I just do my job every day, and that's the end of it.
Well, we here at Lauer Road Radio are big fans.
Well, I appreciate
did
it. I
you
am
see-
too. I listened to my first episode. It was great last
Did you
week.
see the post about them trying to turn left into Wendy's?
Did
you see that
I
post?
missed that one.
Okay.
As it
So
says.
Jason's been a
there's
big part of that.
controversy.
Is that right?
He's been a big part of that.
So apparently, if you're leaving Walmart, you're not supposed to turn left into Wendy's. You're supposed to go down the street, turn around, and come back.
All right, so
Now-
if you're leaving Walmart, so you're on 95.
Yeah.
So you turn right.
In Marion, it's the Walmart. That's how you say it. But
Yeah.
anyway, continue.
When you're
No,
leaving
so-
the Walmart.
So you're leaving the Walmart, and you make a right, and you're heading. So you're heading westbound on 95.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You're not supposed to make a left in there.
You're not into Wendy's. Not
Really?
according to Marion Crime
I do it
Chronicles.
all the time.
Yeah.
I do too. So I don't know. Apparently, someone.
What about Del
was
Taco?
it 90?
don't know.
Wait a minute. Is it that one they're talking about, or are
Yeah,
they-
no, that one.
that one?
Yeah.
Okay, because there is an intersection pretty close there. So because sometimes
Yeah, because
like
the Huntington Bank's right there, and that's kind of a weird little
Yeah.
intersection.
Yeah.
Now,
Our readers in Iowa are going to love this content.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, not readers. Nobody reads who listen. Our
reader.
listeners.
No one in Iowa can read.
yeah,
They're idiots out walking around. That's what Iowa stands for.
they subscribe to the newsletter.
Yes, we do have a newsletter. Oh my goodness, I can't believe we have a newsletter.
I didn't know about the newsletter.
It's written all by.
I didn't either.
It's all AI.
It's all written by AI. Jason tells AI to write an article, and then that's our newsletter.
is that where the quotes were coming from yesterday?
Yeah. So
He's never had an original thought.
on Marion Crime Chronicles, now every post, I have to chime in about Wendy's. And
Yeah, you're bringing up Wendy's.
my-
And they're about ready to kick you off of the page.
But listen, here's the thing. I mean, think about it. They have like tens of thousands of followers. I mean, whoever manages that page, it's incredible.
It really is.
I mean, it really is incredible.
The office I'm at, like, there's 3 or 4 people in the office. We're talking about Marion Crime Chronicles
All the
on
time.
a daily basis.
For sure.
I view it as a person. I don't want to say where I think they live, but there's
Oak
a certain
Street.
area. They probably
the Owen Street Apartments.
Okay, and I view it.
My neck of the
I
woods.
view them monitoring this page on what I would call maybe like a nicotine stained laptop, maybe like a Dell or something.
Old
you know?
Dell.
Listen,
Old Dell.
all I know is whatever they're doing,
They're crushing.
They are crushing it.
they're
Yeah.
what do you get like on Facebook? You can get like what are they like the information like, with respect to how many people have seen it or
sure.
interacted with
Yeah.
it? I don't analytics or whatever they're called. Their numbers have to be just astronomical.
yeah.
Yes.
They are. That is a remarkably successful.
If
page.
they were smart, which
They are obviously.
well, yeah, they could monetize.
Yeah,
Oh,
They
for
should
sure.
figure out how to monetize
sure.
that.
they might be.
we
We might.
You know what? We should
Wait
start.
a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Shut up. Shut up.
Should we interview
Have
Marion
we,
Crime Chronicles?
somebody look it
They
up.
got a bigger following than me. I can tell you that.
I want to know if Marion Crime Chronicles has ever mentioned the Cardinals, because they might be
Oh, yes.
behind the whole thing.
I like it.
That might be where they're
I
getting
might
their
do an
money from.
anonymous post
about
who's
Jason has
getting-
multiple Facebook pages that he can post from at different times.
Is that right?
For different reasons.
And yet you still haven't got to the bottom of the Cardinals.
I'm still working on it. That's fair.
We will get to the bottom of it, though.
That's awesome.
And then we will tear down those Cardinals.
It's just a bunch of FBI informants, and they just.
Hey,
All right.
I'm sorry.
You're
Harrison's
fine.
not here, and like I have anxiety.
Yes.
Is that recording? Just want to make sure. Do you see a timestamp rolling?
Lord.
Okay, good.
Oh, that would be awful.
I'm sorry. Harrison's not here. Harrison's our sound guy,
Yeah.
and he's not here, and I have anxiety.
All right. There's a
Okay, we're good?
timestamp. We're rolling. Okay, good.
Okay, good.
Do you have? No, that's legitimate, because I'm not doing this for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Technically, you
I'm not
are.
just sitting. I'm not going to just have
Technically,
a
you are doing this for
conversation.
nothing.
No, yeah. Technically, we're losing money on
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
But yeah, I'm not going to just.
Well, you could claim this space on your taxes.
No,
you could write it off.
It doesn't work that way. I just dropped $200 on our website.
No, you couldn't. You don't live here.
Yeah.
It's part of
He
Dan's
could.
dwelling, so he could write it off.
It doesn't work that way.
No, yeah, it does.
I don't know
I do it
anything
every
about
year.
taxes. I don't even.
I haven't
I don't
paid
even
taxes
pay
in
'em.
10 years.
Really? Jesse, I think it's safe to say you're probably going to get a phone call. It's
Okay, I live in Wyandotte County.
Also whispering in a microphone, not in.
Yeah.
Well, we've said many times, this is Marion, Indiana.
That's true.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
married.
yeah.
Just so anybody knows.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So, Ray, you are growing up in Liverpool, New York. Am I right about that?
That's right.
I
That's
did my
right.
research.
Wikipedia.
Wow.
And you want to come in here with your big city lawyering, from New York, and think that we roll at a different. No, it turns out Liverpool, New York is a very small area.
It is. It is. It's a
Yeah.
suburb of Syracuse, New York. I was raised there in a 700 square foot apartment by my single mom. My folks split when I was about 4. And from the time I was
Well,
about
that's what you said in your political speeches.
That's right.
Okay,
That's right. Well,
yeah.
because it's true. It's
Okay,
true.
all right.
So from the time I was 4 till about
Yeah.
till about 16.
Yeah.
Then
You just remember going to Onondaga Lake and swimming.
that's exactly right. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
You did a deep dive.
Well, those are the two things I know.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, like, you figured all this out, but yet the Cardinals are still a mystery.
Still working on it.
He's like, every Sunday you went to that one bakery on 4th Street.
I was
Yes,
going to start
Smith
looking
gave
up.
you-
If I'd have spent more time, I was going to start looking up like local restaurants and things like that. But anyway, you grew up in Liverpool.
I did. I graduated from Bishop Grimes High School, and then so I initially went to Rutgers for college.
Okay.
Pre-Big Ten.
Pre-Big Ten. Yeah, they were Big East at the time.
Basketball.
And the RAC, the Rutgers Athletic Center, is where they play their basketball games. It's a small little place. It gets real loud. But I left. Quite frankly, I just couldn't afford it, and so I went back home, and I ultimately graduated from a small state school just south of Syracuse called as part of the State University of New York system, college at Cortland, and then
Equivalent to Marion Tech.
probably OSUM.
Okay.
would be, but similar in size.
okay.
Yeah, small.
I
Small.
did not think you were going to slam Marion Tech.
Yeah. Well,
That quick.
Well, no, for the record, you tried, but
It was a softball.
I was pretty good.
Yeah.
But and then after that, in 2004, I was applying to law schools, and there was a woman named Daisy Sams. I'll never forget her. She came to my undergraduate school and talked about this law school in tiny little Ada, Ohio. And so I came out here for law school, and I've been here ever since.
So you became a lawyer on purpose, like
Yes.
you wanted to do that.
It was a very intentional
and you
decision.
I don't want to insult your intelligence, but people don't really like lawyers, right? You know that?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay.
So, but you know what it was? You know what it was?
That's the thing.
So that's the thing. When I was about 12 is when I hit sort of my physical peak, and I was like,
Same.
yeah, right. I mean, we can all relate. We can all relate, right?
Yeah.
We're like, like when you're 10 and you're playing little league, you're like, I'm gonna play
Sure.
Yeah.
professional baseball.
Yes.
Right? When you get to about 12, it's like you have this sort of awakening. Like, no, I'm not.
It's called
Actually.
puberty, but
Yeah,
anyway, continue.
like the connect. It's like my dad is this tall, my mom is this tall.
Yeah.
Like
You
I'm going to be
started
5'9" probably.
yeah.
But I would watch Law and Order, and I see this guy Jack McCoy. I was like, exactly, and I was like, I want to do that.
Wow.
So from when I was a little kid, I wanted to be a prosecutor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and as you got older, then you realize people don't really care for lawyers, and then you still do it, and then you decide, you know what, I'm going to double down and become a politician because people love those guys too. You're kind of like the two things that are universally, like I've never been in a conversation, like I've never been to Ralphie's like I was the other day. Shout out to Ralphie's.
Yeah.
Love
Come
that
on.
place. Anyway,
Get a chunk bowl.
that's our sponsor today. Tell your waitress that Lauer Radio sent you, and you'll get 10% off.
They won't
on-
spit in your food.
Yeah, something. Fried pickles. Yeah, you'll get 10% off on fried pickles if you tell them that Lauer Radio sent you. Tell them Ray Grogan sent you, actually.
Put it on Ray's tab.
Wait a minute.
Taxpayer dollars going to work.
It's a write-off.
So I've never been in a conversation and anybody said, I like politicians
Yeah.
or lawyers. But you
Yeah.
said, you know what, I'm just going to embrace it. That's right. It's just I'm going to own it. This is what it is.
Wait, is it?
Yeah.
Is it 3 for 3? Are you Catholic too?
I was, then I got divorced, so that was the end of that.
Yeah. Well, they might have laxed on that policy too. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. I'm Lutheran now, which is nice. Like all the Catholic have to
sure.
guilt. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
I love Lutherans.
Listen,
Especially this time of year.
big fan of Lutherans.
Yeah.
Big fan. Big
Appreciate that.
fan. Yeah. My grandpa was personal friends with Martin Luther.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's that's
They used to go
amazing.
drinking together.
Wow.
So, yeah. Anyway, I guess there are some things that we want to talk about. First of all, to get your expertise, what is the most accurate TV show that you would feel like, that's actually kind of what it's like? Is there even one that you would say is the most accurate?
Most of the TV shows, and it's funny because I bring this up during the jury selection process typically.
I remember.
Right? Yeah, right.
Dan's like, I'm a pro.
Jury number 21.
Juror number 21.
Juror number 21.
He
Whatever.
knows.
No big deal.
Most of them are ridiculously inaccurate. But I will tell you this. There's a movie that, believe it or not, is actually, from a procedural perspective, pretty darn accurate. And believe it or not, that movie is My Cousin Vinny.
Really?
It is. It with respect to the preliminary hearing when he's first when Joe Pesci's first examining the witnesses on the witness stand at the beginning of the movie, but it's not yet the trial.
Yeah.
To the admission of expert testimony with the guy who does the analysis at the end on the tires and such. It's pretty darn accurate.
And Marissa Tomei's in that
Come on,
movie.
Marissa Tomei.
I mean,
She loves short, stocky, quirky, bald men. Did you know that?
So you're
Marissa
telling me
Tomei.
you got a chance?
It's a Seinfeld reference. You guys didn't get. You Seinfeld fan?
not
that's
really.
too
No,
bad.
when you said
That's
so, you're
too
saying
bad.
I got a chance. I thought you were talking about Dumb and Dumber.
Well,
Well,
I
that's
was.
from that.
Okay,
too.
okay.
So it's all one.
So I
thing.
got half of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
You're telling me I have a chance. That's a good line. All right. So you've never yelled, "I want the truth" in
No.
court, but
No.
maybe someday.
Well,
you
let's
know.
Maybe.
let's do the Mount Rushmore of
lawyers.
lawyer. Well, what we could do lawyers, but then lawyer movies or TV shows.
Oh, okay. Well, I like the Mount Rushmore of fictional lawyers.
Fictional lawyers.
Could be
Perry Mason.
Could be a book. Could be a TV show. Could be
Oh,
a
okay,
movie.
okay, I gotcha.
Any fictional lawyer.
Perry Mason is the George Washington, right?
Perry Mason is fantastic.
He's iconic. I'm not saying he's the best.
No, listen,
He's
I
one of
think
the first.
He's you watch those shows and they're just fantastic.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
amazing because at the end of 48 minutes, we always figure out who did
exactly.
it. It's just remarkable. But I think you got to put Jack McCoy on there from Law and Order.
Is that Sam Watterson?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
The guy who I tell you what,
Matlock.
yeah, I was just about to say Matlock.
Love
Yeah,
that.
Andy Griffith. I mean, just
Yeah.
does a fantastic
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
And I will say this only because my wife would be very disappointed if I didn't, but because she has a bit of a crush on him.
Yeah.
But there's an actor named Raul Esparza who plays assistant district attorney.
This is a deep
Very
dive.
specific.
Yes, it's remarkably specific.
She's tweeting him left and right.
Hey, what show is he on?
At Law and Order SVU, and his last name is on the show. The character's last name is Barba, Rafael Barba, and Carrie, my wife Carrie, is she's a very big fan.
I have a hard time with SVU because like the
Special Victims Unit.
yeah, the nature of the crime is rough. Like
Yeah.
like I've got 5 kids, and every time there's like a kid involved with stuff, I'm like, oh man, like it hurts me.
Yeah.
Like I'm more of the criminal intent guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
not-
Okay.
Vincent
Criminal intent.
Vincent Del Fascio or something like
Vincent Del Reno.
D'Onofrio.
that. Yeah,
D'Onofrio.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. Now he's not a lawyer; he's a cop. But right,
Oh, well, that doesn't count.
yeah, he doesn't
I've
count.
been saving Law and Order for a rainy day. Like
28
someday.
seasons of it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Right.
There's
Wait. So you've never really watched Law and Order?
I've been like, it's like you go to your grandparents' house, you know what I
And
mean?
it's
Like
on.
for the weekend or something,
Sure.
and you see the one episode of Law and Order that you've
Yeah.
ever seen, and then next year you go on vacation again and you happen to see the same episode.
for sure.
Like I've only seen one episode twice. Yeah, I've never really watched it.
Done.
It's the older ones are pretty fantastic. Where Jack McCoy's an assistant district attorney, and the newer ones he's the DA.
And did he recently die? There was a Law and Order guy just die. Was it him?
I don't know.
Now you better ready to ruin Ray's day.
Oh, man.
sorry.
This is. I mean,
I didn't mean to.
gets-
I thought I just saw something.
I mean, you
Feel
just
bad for the guys coming into court tomorrow.
you just killed the vibe. Dude. I mean, we were laughing, having a great time, and
Jesse, look that up. Look at Law and Order
Dead
Law and Order
actor.
dead.
wow, Law and Order dead
dark,
guy.
very dark. Well, I'm sorry. Let's do this. I think Perry Mason belongs because
Yes.
he's like the OG, right?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
there
yeah,
anybody
yeah.
before him?
For sure.
I love Matlock.
Yeah.
So we'll give Sam Watterson,
Yeah, I
Jack
think-
McCoy.
Jack
even
McCoy.
though I've never seen
We got
it.
one more.
and then we got one more. It feels like
Richard Belzer.
is
Oh yeah, Belzer. He plays
died.
the detective on Law and Order SVU.
Yeah.
no longer
Yeah.
with us.
Nope. Yeah,
Rest,
he passed.
rest in
In
peace.
memoriam.
Yeah. Great actor.
Moment of silence. I don't
I
know.
couldn't pick him out of a lineup. I have no idea who he is.
Never seen Law and Order.
Played Detective Munch. Yep.
Oh, what a good name.
Yep.
I'm like Law and Order. I'm like, Law and Order? I don't know. I just
You could
either
do like
Law
one or the
Law and
other.
Order.
Sure.
That's just a lot to
Sure.
take in
Yeah.
for me, you know. I just like my version of the show would be done.
Done.
Yeah. I think the done is the law, and the done is the order. Done. So I'm just
You got one more lawyer.
it's a bit much.
What?
It feels like we're really missing a lot here. You know, what about Tom Cruise from
A Few Good Men?
A Few
Yeah.
Good Men. I mean,
Yeah,
that's pretty
Pretty
classic.
iconic. That line.
Kathy. Was that? Was his
Yeah,
name?
that sounds right.
yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
right.
But that line, if you picture,
I mean, when I think of
I
what would
want the
happen
truth.
in a courtroom,
You can't handle the truth.
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, just based on the last episode, it really would have been awkward if you were watching Netflix in the middle of the and playing that scene in the middle of the trial.
take off the pink headphones.
No, I made my decision hours ago.
He's guilty.
No, I don't.
When I walked
need to-
in.
Just look at him. Just
So, like a year ago, my wife sat on a grand jury where they hear
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
As opposed to other juries where they close their ears.
No, but-
justice is deaf, right? Isn't justice deaf? Isn't that what they
It's
say?
deaf and blind.
Oh, deaf. Wow.
Well, I don't know if it's blind.
You
I don't know
telling
that it's deaf.
our-
Well, the lady justice is blind, right?
Yeah, she has
I
a
think-
blindfold on.
I think you're thinking about Helen Keller.
yep, that's what I was thinking.
Is she justice? She's probably was the most just person that ever.
Yeah.
Not a racist bone in her body.
Well, I think there's a lot of lies about her. That's just me. Okay, so the grand jury is
he
different.
watches too much.
Listen, okay,
what's-
she had a handler.
Turning the Frogs Gay.
No, listen,
Who's this guy?
Alex Jones.
Yeah,
Listen,
right.
she had a handler that had a.
Stop.
They say the
Listen,
same thing about Harriet
Listen,
Tubman.
we
too.
don't need to.
that had a. I couldn't hear. I wasn't listening.
Harriet Tubman. He's trying to bring her down. While you bring.
I love Harriet Tubman.
For
doesn't
the
love
record,
Keller
for the record,
possibly?
I love and admire Helen Keller
Yeah.
and Harriet Tubman. I just want to be very clear about that.
On the record.
As a
On the
Republican?
record. As a human being. As a human being.
Okay, I just
Where
want
do
to
you
make sure.
stand on? Now you don't have to answer this because you're going to have to get elected again. If Jason can't beat you, we'll see. We're already.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, I mean, this is going to be.
quaking in his
Listen,
boots.
I'm
This is
getting in
gonna be
line
a
with
heck of
Marion
a
Crime
race,
Chronicles.
man.
Marion
Yeah,
Crime
right.
Chronicles backs me.
Yeah.
Listen, all I know, I mean, it's interesting you say that because with what 25,000
Yeah.
people who follow the page.
How many vote for you? Do you know?
I don't.
On
I
Marion
would
Crime Chronicles, I think that Venn diagram's pretty separated. There is no overlap.
Registered voters and Marion Crime.
Well, I was just going to say. Yes.
Because that's how I would see it.
Like, here's what I can tell you. So, like, on occasion, Marion Crime Chronicles will share something that we've posted on the Office Facebook page.
Right.
And the numbers
Yeah.
within a few hours just
Yeah.
explode.
It's
I
the
mean,
most powerful
incredible.
person in Marion.
Yeah.
really
I mean,
is.
they really are. Their reach is incredible.
Them and
Yeah.
the Cardinal people.
The Cardinal.
That's the
That's
same.
why I think
They're
it's
the same.
connected. Only they would have that much power.
So the grand jury's different
Yes.
than what'd you sit on? What's that?
I was juror number 21.
You were actually, Dan, you were on what's called a pettit jury.
Ah.
Yeah.
It's
So
not a petite.
not a petite.
Okay.
No E.
Because I was going to say, if it was petite, then
That's it.
were-
But no, so the grand jury, the grand jury is a body of citizens who meet periodically to determine whether or not an indictment should be returned
Right.
against a particular individual.
So you present evidence,
Right.
And if the jury determines there's enough evidence to prosecute,
Correct.
then you make the determination, or is it automatically for you that you're going to prosecute?
They will take a vote.
Yeah.
And 7 of the 9 grand jurors have to vote yay. And if
Yeah.
they do that, then an indictment is returned.
Gotcha.
And then that essentially starts the process.
Right.
There's things that happen before that, but the return and the filing and the service of an indictment is really
Yeah.
the beginning of a criminal case.
I actually know the guy who's isn't there, the jury has to pick like a person who's the head juror, right?
Yes.
Who's that? What's that? Was
The 4-person?
The 4-person. Foreman. Come on.
I would say, can we just say foreman?
I mean, honestly, at this point.
Well, we've had that's the thing. The grand jury before this. I'm trying to think. It may not have been before this. It may have been the grand jury before this one. So 2 grand juries ago. They served for 4 months.
Yeah.
The only time we've gone beyond that, they can go up to 8 months. The only time we've gone beyond 4 that I know since I've been here was during the pandemic. We just kind of continued everybody for.
I think my
7
wife
months.
was on one of those.
Is that right?
Yeah,
I know
she
the
heard-
current 4.
Well, she
Man.
heard one of the murder trial cases, things that went on, and she wouldn't tell me any information.
Yeah, it's
she's
secret.
Like,
She
I'm
was
like,
admonished.
you're my wife.
She
You
was
have to.
admonished.
You have to.
You have to.
She was
would
admonished.
not.
She wouldn't
So
do
I
it.
just, credit to my wife.
God bless
She
her.
Would not tell me anything.
No, it's great. Yeah, so the grand jury proceedings are they're secret,
and you can't talk about it until after the actual trial.
you're not allowed to talk about grand jury proceedings ever.
Yeah, she won't tell me anything.
Yeah.
Wow. I came home because we got released for lunch to have lunch, and so I walked home to get lunch, and Erica, my wife, is home. And she's like, "Hey, how's it going?" It's like, "I can't talk about it. All right,
I've been admonished.
I know you want to." She's like, "I don't care." I was like, "Well, I can't talk about it." She's like, "I don't care. I don't even know why you're here."
Dan, I don't even care about this stupid court thing.
That's what my wife sounds like. I don't know if you heard her, but that's exactly what she sounds like. And I was screaming at her, "I will not talk about it." She's like, "I never want to know
You know,
about
you
it."
even called me, and I just said, "Hey, Dan, what's up?" Don't talk to me
I
about
was
it.
just
I can't. I'm
screaming.
not-
Yeah.
Well, listen, you were admonished. And you took it seriously.
I did.
That's
I took it
great.
very seriously.
Yeah.
Anytime someone's wearing a robe,
You listen.
I listen. That's why I never go to the YMCA because those guys walking around the road.
They, no, you haven't been there very often. They don't wear robes.
Open robes.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, so what were we talking about?
Well,
Something in
I was
particular.
just
I
curious
have-
about the difference with the grand jury.
Yeah.
I have
But
a
they just
question.
showed.
Yeah, of course.
How do I get on the jury? Like, when I heard Dan had jury duty, I was envious because I have all this time.
Yeah.
Sure. Like, I would like to be selected multiple times to do this.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because counties have 2 different ways that they can take and get a list of potential jurors. One way, the way that Marion does it, is we go on the voter rolls. some other counties do it based on BMV records. It just varies county to county. One way is not necessarily better than another.
What do we do? What's Marion do?
We do voter rolls.
Folder. Okay.
Yep. So if you're registered to vote, you're automatically on the jury.
But you can't
list.
like call in and be like, "Hey, you guys have
You
any
can't,
cases coming
you can't
up?"
really volunteer. No, that's not like a.
Because
I'm never gonna get picked.
Listen, I hate my job,
No.
and I'm
You're
like,
on
could I
so
be a
many
professional
lists.
juror? Is this a thing?
that would be that would never be a thing.
Ray, I don't know.
Do you know what Wyandotte County does? I live in Wyandotte.
I don't. I know Eric Figlewitz, who's the new prosecutor up there.
Fickowitz.
Yeah, he's a good guy. So Brent Rowland was the prosecutor up there, and he was
Yep.
just elected judge. And Eric was his assistant for, oh gosh, I want to say 8 years. And so Eric was elevated. He's now the county prosecutor, and he's had some. He's had some stuff. I mean, the January 1st, the thing at Dollar General,
Yeah.
with that poor young girl.
Big news.
He had. There's been a gentleman who's been charged with murder in Cary. He's had, I think, 2 murder cases in his first couple of months in
For
Wyandotte
a
County.
tiny county.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
it's unbelievable.
Brett, do you want to hit the Netflix, that second button?
The Netflix suggestion of the week. This is me singing No Big Deal. And I did the guitar work.
This is
I laid-
phenomenal.
this
And
is-
it's definitely not too long of a song.
No,
at all.
it's the appropriate length.
Perfect.
Completely. One take. It's the only time I've ever done it.
Netflix, watch these shows of those. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Netflix, watch these shows with us. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Or maybe Amazon Prime or something like that, like YouTube. Or we don't want to put a box around what you watch, so you never know.
Jason, what is your Netflix suggestion of the week?
My Netflix suggestion is found on Peacock.
All right, okay.
Peacock.
All right.
And it's Unsolved Mysteries with Robert Stack, the original.
classic.
The classic.
Ah.
I love that. When I was a kid, it terrified me. Like my grandparents would watch it, and I remember like sitting there, and there was like weird, creepy stuff too. Like there'd be like a murder thing or a missing person, but then there'd be like a UFO landing, and they're all in one episode.
Yeah.
And I just remember going to bed, and it's dark out in my grandparents' house, which I'm unfamiliar with anyways, and just being terrified. And I watch it now, and it's funny, kind of.
Yeah.
And but it's also terrifying. Robert Stack is the man. That guy is terrifying. I don't know why he didn't do more stuff.
Didn't William Shatner take that over? Doesn't he
Well,
do
there's
that
a
one
Netflix
now
version of it.
or
It's no
something?
good.
It's no good.
The classic.
It's classic.
Square.
Yeah. So Unsolved Mysteries, which I don't know why
It's on Peacock.
It's very redundant. Unsolved Mysteries. I think mysteries would have been fine. They're all unsolved. That's what a mystery
Once
is.
it's solved, it's
then
no
it's not
longer
a mystery. Yeah.
What's
So-
the opposite of a mystery? A truth. So it's unsolved truths
That's what it should be.
or true mysteries?
I don't know.
Just in case anybody doesn't follow Marion Crime Chronicles, their latest post just an hour ago. Does anyone have a TV that they don't use that works? That I can have at my mama's TV when out, and she needs one. So that's the kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's a thing. There will be 45 comments, right, of
Actually,
people who want
before
to
we finish the
donate.
podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Their reach is phenomenal.
Yeah.
It
Reply
really
on
is.
that. Say, I heard Ray has one.
Wait a minute.
There's one at the Wendy's on Delaware. Just don't turn left. My Netflix suggestion of the week is also found on Peacock. How do you like that? We recently have been thinning out. We've been budgeting. It's gross and awful. I hate it so much. But we've been trying to, watch every penny.
Yeah.
My son's getting married, and so
Well, congratulations.
okay. It's a bit of a financial burden on me. I know I'm not paying for the wedding at all, so if her parents are listening, they're going to be like, you're not even paying for anything. And that's true. And if you could pay for the rehearsal dinner, Shane, that'd be great.
And his tux.
Yeah. I'm going to come in a tuxedo t-shirt probably.
We're gonna need
but,
some gas money to get there. too.
anyway, so
It's
we've
like
been
an hour away.
We've been budgeting. And Ray, I don't know if you were worried about this, but my check for the jury duty did come in.
It did.
Okay,
Oh,
so
was
yeah,
wonderful.
I got it.
$28.
The bank said that they didn't have that much money on hand.
Sure.
So
Sure.
I'm still waiting.
That's a
for-
common problem. I totally get it.
How much is it?
As of right now, that check could be pretty small, and the bank's still not
Yeah,
having
that's
that money
true.
to
How
come.
much is it?
It was $15, but
Oh, yeah.
it came in handy.
Yeah.
We went to Wendy's, not the one on Delaware, because I don't even know how to get into that place. Which is the better Wendy's?
Well,
This is contentious.
I prefer the one on 95.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, what do you get the same thing every time? Because I'm the same thing at Wendy's guy every time.
Really?
Well,
Every time.
listen, it's a money issue. I love the Baconator.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
The problem is I'm cheap, and so I get like whatever the value, like junior bacon cheeseburger
Sure.
and a junior cheese deluxe.
Sure.
So
I'm a number 6 spicy chicken
Ah,
every time.
spicy chicken's
without-
quality.
I like
without
ordering.
fail.
Could I
Yeah.
get a Dave's Hot and Juicy?
What is
well,
that?
they used to call it the Dave's Hot and Juicy. It was on the board.
It's
Dave's Hot and
It's the
Juicy.
Dave single. Now it's a Dave single because I was with my friend one time. I'll retell this story. My friend is very literal, and on the board. This was like 10 years ago. On the board, it said the Dave's Hot and Juicy single. You know what I mean? It was like, I don't know. There was marketing or something. He's like, "Can I get a Dave's Hot and Juicy?" I was like, "Just say the number one, Matt." You know what I mean? Like it's just nobody knows
way
what
I
it
was
is.
for
It's
sure
way
that-
more fun to
that
say.
was Jad. I was for sure
No,
when
it
you started
was-
telling that. I was like,
Matt.
that
It was
sounds-
Matt. We've had Matt on the show. We need to have him back when
That's
he
fun.
lives in Texas now.
Yeah.
But I was the other day. I was at Wendy's,
Yeah.
one in Delaware, in the city of Delaware, and they got this 2 for $6 thing right now where you can order two. They have like 4 things you can order 2 of, and it's
Yeah.
$6. And so I
Wow.
ordered 2 Dave singles.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Can I get 2 of the number one sandwiches or whatever?" And she's like, "Okay, it's $11.35." I was like, "Isn't that the like thing where you can get 2 of them for $6?" And she's like, "Oh, yeah, I just didn't realize that that's what you wanted."
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's
"That's exactly what I ordered."
That's
though."
what it is, though.
That's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's.
Burger King does that too. There's a 2 for $7.
But you gotta
ask
you
for
gotta
the 2
make
for
sure.
$7.
I want the 2 for
Yeah.
$7. They were trying to
The mix
so
and match 2 for $7.
I made it work.
Yeah.
Anyway, my Netflix suggestion of the week is found on Peacock.
Took a while.
It took a while to get there, and it is called Poker Face.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, we went into it. We said, okay, we'll see. We like to keep it PG-13 around the Owings household.
Yeah.
And so
We're
we'll
straight
see.
R at our house.
Now, yeah, you're hard R. Anyway, I mean, he's got little kids too, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Come on in," Anyway,
I have. They've seen things they probably shouldn't have. I didn't realize. Sometimes it's like you see a movie a long time ago,
yeah,
and you forget
and
the
then you're like,
stuff that's
"Oh,
in it.
kids, come
And
in!" I
then-
remember I
yeah.
showed my son Dumb and Dumber when he was like 12, and Erica walks in. She's like, "Why are you showing him this?" I'm like, "Because it's hilarious." I watched it when I was 12. She's like, "You shouldn't have,"
Well, like Monty Python and the Holy Grail. There's a couple parts in there that are like, whoa,
Yeah, yeah,
10-year-old not appropriate.
I didn't realize how bad the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies were
Oh,
until
really?
Maddox was having nightmares
Yeah.
every night.
Maddox
for
is 2
weeks.
5. So.
7.
Oh, 7. Anyway.
I think it's appropriate to let you guys know I'm a mandated reporter under state law to Children's Services. And
This is a comedy podcast. We just talk.
You just talk.
Yeah.
I totally get
This is
it.
all hypotheticals. Just with a tax thing earlier, hypothetical.
Well, very quickly, if I may.
Yes,
I
please.
He's
had,
like, no, but seriously, guys.
no, I had my,
We're above board on everything.
I showed my 10-year-old the movie Dodgeball. And my wife comes in. She's like, "This is absolutely not appropriate."
Yes.
And then to which my now 13-year-old son says, "If you can dodge a wrench,
you can dodge a ball.
absolutely."
So it was the right move.
That,
Well, when they
absolutely,
get
was
their
the right move.
costumes and it's the weird like leather and chain stuff.
Yeah, okay. So that part we kind of fast forwarded through, but whatever. Other than that, it was fine.
I mean,
Go get a drink.
now you can just go to the library and see that.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, that's
okay.
true.
What's your Netflix? What's a poker face?
It's called Poker Face.
Yeah.
There's this girl, female, and she can tell when people are lying. She knows it. It's like just the sense that she has.
Yeah.
And whenever you're lying, she knows that you're lying. And so it starts off, and it's got a lot of actors in it. Like Adrian Brody is like the first kind of person, but every episode, I think there's 10 episodes, has like another like, boy, they're in this, but they're just in it for like one episode.
Yeah.
And so Adrian Brody owns this casino. He finds out that she has this ability, and then it just kind of like goes off from there. And so what ends up happening is every episode, because she's trying to get
What's her
away from
profession?
people.
Is she a cop?
Well, no, she's not anything.
Okay.
She works at the casino at first, but then she's like living on the run, off the grid, and every time she finds herself in another town, it just so happens that there's another murder to solve. And she's like, I just don't understand, because she can tell when people are lying.
Yeah.
And so she's very nosy, and so she kind of wants to figure out what's going on here, So there's some, choice words that I wouldn't want my kids to say or be around too much. But other than that, it was The violence wasn't too bad. It was okay. Very compelling and funny. Like really, actually very funny. So it was called Poker Face. I think you'll like it a lot. She's like the female Columbo.
I love Columbo.
She does that thing where she starts to ask the question and then she comes back. She's like, just one more thing, and then that's when she nails them. You know. So anyway, it's called Poker Face. It's better than I expected. I actually thought it was pretty good. It's made by Rian Johnson.
Yeah.
I know he ruined Star Wars, but he made Knives Out, and Knives Out is very good.
It's okay.
It's very good, and it's got that kind of Knives Out, kind of fun, whodunit kind of thing. So it's called Poker Face. I enjoy it.
Okay.
Ray, you watching anything?
No, not really. Although I will say this. So I gave a try to the Netflix zombie thing, Black Summer.
Jason's a big fan of zombies.
Yeah. It wasn't.
It
wasn't great.
There's I love all the zombie stuff. There's one that's like a weird zombie. It's like you don't think it's zombie. They're like cracking a safe or something. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Nobody knows what you're talking about.
Man. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I was watching it with my kid, and all of a sudden there's like zombies in it. I'm like, how did this happen? It's like it's not even a zombie movie, but like they introduced zombies like halfway through. It was actually pretty good.
See, I never watched. I never got into Walking Dead.
Oh yeah.
And so I was explaining the show, this Black Summer show, to somebody else, and I was explaining that you don't have to be bit by a zombie to become a zombie. You just anybody who dies becomes a zombie.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Very confusing.
Yeah.
But apparently, in The Walking Dead, if you die, you become a zombie.
Yes, that's how it works there.
Yeah, and so
or bit,
or what?
Or
bit. Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was
and you have
new
to
to
destroy
me.
The brain.
Right. That's exactly right. They do that in this show. I made it about 3 episodes, and I was like,
my favorite zombie movie. Have you seen Shaun of the Dead?
No, but I've heard that's hysterical.
Oh my gosh, that is so good.
Have
you seen it?
I've not.
Is he a
Simon
British
Pegg?
British guy?
Yeah. Simon Pegg and that fat guy he's with.
Yeah.
Those guys are hilarious.
Simon Pegg is
Nick
funny.
Frost. Simon Pegg and Nick
Okay.
Frost. That's who it is. Shaun of the Dead is totally not kid appropriate, but totally funny.
Yeah, you liked it?
Oh, it's fantastic.
That's
I love
great.
British humor, anyways. But there's a couple parts in that are fantastic.
Not all British humor is good.
I almost prefer British humor.
I can say the good British humor. Yeah. But there's, I don't know, I've watched some things before. I'm like, geez, this is so dumb.
I'm kind of ashamed to admit this, but when I was in college, and you have no money, right?
Yeah,
and so I'm at nighttime. My roommate and I, we would watch from 11 to 12. At 11 o'clock, it was Cheers.
Yeah.
And then went to 11:30, and then at 11:30, the British show Are You Being Served?
Oh, yeah.
About like the department store, or whatever,
Sure.
was on. 5 nights a week we would watch that.
Yeah. No, Are You Being Served? Is
It was
classic
phenomenal.
British television.
Yep.
Was it
Cheers,
PBS?
too?
Yeah,
It was.
Well, it might
It's
have
like an
been,
NBC or something.
But see, if it was,
Because you wouldn't have watched Cheers and then Are You Being Served?
right,
Like you flipped it over on purpose.
That's exactly what I was thinking. As we're talking about this, I'm like, wait a minute. I very
Cheers is
intentionally.
NBC.
I must have changed the channel.
Yeah.
Like I think Cheers was on like TV Land or something maybe.
Oh, I got you.
And then, but yeah, Are You Being Served was on PBS, and so I would have to manually turn the station, like turn, like I had a TV from 1984.
Sure, yeah.
No, I would click.
Someone on Marion Crime Chronicles once said.
That's 1984 TV.
Yeah.
It works great. I'm almost done with Cheers. I'm on season 10 of 11.
Oh,
it's been a journey. We've been making through. It's a lot of fun.
It's the best.
And then I can start once Cheers is over. Then I can rewatch Frasier again.
Which he's gone through, what, 3 times?
I've watched Frasier probably 5 or 6 times. I don't know. I'm a big fan. Frasier.
And after, are you going to watch Are You Being Served after Frasier?
I should.
or-
I don't know. I don't know where you
how
could
do you
find
get
it.
it?
Probably
I don't
YouTube.
know.
It's probably
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's all
Where
on
can I
YouTube.
get the single about the Netflix that you sang?
Listen,
that
it's
thing? Where
it's behind the paywall.
is that right?
Yeah, it is.
That's fair. I mean, I'm happy to pay for it. I think it was that good.
He's like, I lied about the cardinal money.
I have means.
That's great.
Oh my goodness, Jesse, are you watching anything?
No.
No.
We finished this. Savannah's been watching this show called New Girl for a while now, and I'll
sure.
sit down.
Yeah.
It's funny, it's silly, but it took a long time for the 2 main characters to get. It literally took until the last episode for them to finally get married.
Spoiler alert.
That was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Am I too loud? Was that the?
No,
was
no.
that the-
I was
mean,
trying to give
Jesse,
Brett the signal.
Just
We're 2 minutes
too
away
annoying.
from closing.
Really.
So
So
Wow.
we got 52 minutes.
Wow.
That's what we do. That's the
incredible.
internet won't let us do more than that.
Wow, time flew.
Yeah. Go
Yes,
ahead.
I'm terrified, Ray, because you told us when that you came in that our neighbor overheard us talking, and that's got to be the most terrifying thing I've heard. You know, I've asked him. I was like, "Are we too loud?" He's like, "No, it's fine. You probably bring it down, maybe."
What is this?
This is a new outro
Is this
song.
new? Oh, Are You Being Served? You can find it on Amazon Prime Video.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh,
with
there
a
you
premium
go.
subscription.
I might pull it up. There's another really good British one with the dude from Monty Python, and he's like the manager of a hotel. It's John Cleese.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. He manages a hotel. It's very funny. John Cleese, 1980s, and I cannot remember the name of it, but it's very good.
Yeah.
You look that. I don't even know what to look up, but you could look that up. So, well, yeah. Anyway, I'm terrified that my neighbor, who is a police officer, who I know,
is this his bedroom?
he's
Is the
behind.
wall?
I think there's like a big closet there, and then there's their main space after that. I don't know where exactly they are, but apparently they can hear every word we
Yeah, well,
say.
my guess is, knowing Major Gruber, that he's probably there, like with the glass up against the wall. That's my.
You know what?
stethoscope.
He might be, and then posting it before we have a chance to on his
yeah.
own. You know what I mean? That might be where we're losing a lot of listens.
Yeah, that's
He has like 10 million subscribers and it just ripping off our audio and video.
and all of them are in Iowa,
all
which
of
is weird.
Jeez,
Well, listen, this was fun. You should have to. We'll come back sometime.
I would love to, guys.
yeah,
This
yeah.
was great.
And
This
maybe
was fantastic.
when's the next election? When are you up for re-election?
Oh, that's a good question.
Next year,
Next year?
2024.
2024.
Okay, so we should have him back on
Yeah.
to boost his chances.
Yeah.
Because this is a serious.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
you
Jason's going to run against me. So it might get a little awkward. Is all I'm saying.
Just trying to get.
That'll
just
be
have
a part
host
of
the
it.
debate live here on Lauer.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
Do you expect to run uncontested, or is there someone already chomping at the bit?
You never know.
Never
You
know.
never know. So we'll see. I'm just going to keep doing the best I can and let the chips fall where they may.
Well, we promise to smear that other guy.
Oh, we will.
We're gonna pull skeletons out of his closet.
We're gonna find the cardinal money on him.
Oh yeah.
Plant
All of a
that
sudden,
cardinal money.
He's got cardinals all over his hands. All right, this is Dan signing off for Jason and everyone else, reminding you to keep your stick on the ice and never wear the blue sweats.
Sit, Bubba, sit. Good dog.
I've spoken.
9-9.
That was fun. Yeah, thanks.